Now I am in a difficult situation. My wife left me.
She is my
Whole life, and I intend to return it. We can only change our layer of the world, but once I managed to get a loved one back, on it took
a year.
This time I have a clear foreboding and knowing from nowhere that she will return herself, that it should be so that our relations become even stronger. It is very difficult to return a person who is left of his own free will. It's not your tragedy, but your luck. You are obsessed with tragedy, but it could be otherwise, and she will return. Everything in life happens, but I am not seer. You yourself need to figure out if this is a tragedy or a success. Perhaps a happier fate awaits
You.
For more than a year I've been twisting aside a soul mate.
I
Know her criteria for sure. Blonde, model, knows how to sing, loves me. I clearly feel the presence next to me. The pictures in my head are well drawn. Sometimes I spend a lot of time on it, but I get high. Also, wrote in a notebook stories with her in the present tense.
I
Searched a lot in the real world and the internet. I found one that looks enormously similar to her, but this door just didn't open.
I
Called her to a restaurant. She refused. Is it worth it? Push her further? You should not draw an absolutely perfect slide with a model appearance and data. Such girls are very problematic. Affordable girls are better. I have an idea, but what if I use my negatively on everything? Configured mom as a simulator for her positive. For each negative comment, automatically issue a positive comment about same
subject.
Do not ignore the negative, but rather take it with open arms, like a long-awaited guest. Maybe someone will help in communicating with chronically negative relatives. And you thinking about this? It may work, or maybe vice versa, into scandals. You have to try. The goal was to have my own house and garden, which I wanted to grow and rejoice. Make your dreams come
True.
Money came, and the house with the garden too came. But at the same time a man appeared next to me, who really it is very slow, and my hands are tied. I can't plan anything, and to do from it goes solid negativity and stress, and often this is generally it. Makes no sense, some kind of theater of the absurd. At first I tried to ignore, but now he literally terrorizing me.
As
Soon as I try to start doing something, he pouring a barrel of negativity on me, and I no longer see another way as leave and quit everything. Can I get out of this situation? Is it really necessary start all over again? Honestly, there's not so much energy start all over again. I can't give a specific answer to your question, so as not to affect your life. But don't be afraid to never start life from scratch. If I get married, then my films and my husband's will be are close. He earns a little now. For our family to live secure and comfortable, is it enough just my work with slides and the plate? Can I influence my husband's income increase? How declare? At female trainings and my standard of living? My income at current circumstances also may not be big. If mine requests are higher than that of her husband, for example, he wants to go on vacation once a year and I two or more, then can I get the desired standard of living? I am sure that if I start earning more than my husband, we will start conflicts. My ex-husband was generally against me working. Or better, immediately look for a more affluent partner? Now fashionable to persuade women that they should trust a man in terms of family support. Is it worth it to succumb to this propaganda, or should one continue to hope only to yourself and to be independent as taught before? The films of adults are usually separate. This is a little. There can be one child with the parent of the film. Ask your a separate reality, where the husband is not the main character, but a secondary one, like decoration. Then your reality will come true. You still don't, you will figure out how it will be done. The ideal option, of course, when husband and wife broadcast common reality together. But if it is impossible, don't worry, everything will be settled by itself. Regarding the conflicts, who earns more for such conflicts? Can go only a weak, infantile man. Choose a strong one. You're right. It's fashionable now to convince women that they should trust a man in terms of family support. Where did you get that? On the contrary, many men are more infantile than women. How can you rely on them? Create your own reality and do not think about how it is carried out. Inside my family, there is no harmony, conflicts constantly arise on different grounds, always worried about money and immersed in experiences. I let them listen to the audio versions of your books. They won't last long, wake up, but for the most part continue to
sleep.
And I wake them, I'm not able to, and even if I tried to leave them alone, I tried, but also something was wrong here, and I think that since the layers of our realities intersect, then in they drag their own pit, me too, which is why my goals are not realized.
And
that's why question how to get out of this situation.
Set your
reality purposefully, and no one will drag you away into which hole. I met transurfing relatively recently. I think in a timely manner. However, I ran into a problem that is sometimes just depressing. The fact is that before, when something did not work out, I still believed that one day it would happen.
When did I
become interested in the causes and structure of the events? I discovered from books that everything depends on my mood, and mood because it attracts appropriate. That is, if I have a negative attitude, then I will attract one negative. As stated by Tatiana in the video, with a woman who feels as if guilty, they will treat it as if it's really in something wrong.
And on
a subtle level, she will push men away/people. This is exactly
what is happening to me.
And you can't remember past bad experience? In my case, this is more likely not a negative but sadness. I am sad very often, almost always lately. And I'm with cosmic speed, I lose faith that my life will be better. This, of course, is associated with age. I am 42. And I understand that if I like this, I often feel sad, although I don't need it at all. It's as if it doesn't depend on me. I have little chance. You, the hardware, and even the plates save me simply by what you are. I turn on the braid to grab it when it's bad. Although I'm not sure quite that right and feel her enough.
But
honestly, I'm not. I really believe. That is, I believe that it exists and works, but not with me, not for me. Or what we'll have to wait for. Decades, at least. But with the intention, as you know, even worse. I just don't know how to set out, although I really want to learn. I understand you very well. And you describe everything correctly. Too unfortunately, hoping for happiness, such as what if such a miracle happens, if at the same time it's sad and bad at heart, is useless. Gotta get out of this condition. You have a state of energy stagnation, judging by the fact that you don't even understand what it means to set out. So you need elementary to do active leisure sports. For example, sign up for fitness room and start improving your body. As you know from the book Tufti, embarking on the path of self-development, kindling the spark of the creator in himself, making yourself, you get all three achievements. Get out of stagnation, find mission, realize the mission.